Hey guys, this is Nick with Drip Feed Blasts. I'm here to give you guys a quick overview of how to work with our user interface and our system to do what you want to do with our awesome service. So first off, obviously you need to log in with your username and password. If it's your first time trying to log in, then it's going to be in your email account. And if you've logged in before, you should know how to log in. So we're going to hit log in and get to it. The first thing you're going to see when you log in is a user navigation bar on your left and then our control panel in the center. So I'm going to go over the user navigation bar on the left first. First off, you're going to see a link to the control panel, which is what you see right here on the right. The next thing you're going to see is edit account. This allows you to change your password and change your email address. Log out will obviously allow you to log out. And then our next section, our navigation bar, is Drip Feed Blast Help. This is huge. Everyone should continuously click on these links because A, we want a ton of feedback from you guys. This is your guys' service. We want to make it exactly like you guys want it. So we want to hear from you whenever you have the time to, send us feedback. So first off, we have a video tutorial section. And this is, eventually going to be a long line of videos that you guys, if you don't like to read or, you just want to hear my beautiful voice, you can just click on all these different videos and I'll be teaching you different concepts. Right now, we just have my old video in place, which isn't up to speed and up to par, so that's going to be gone pretty soon. The next link we have is to our support forums. It's probably going to redirect me, but I'll just back out. This is our support forum. We set it up about 3 or 4 days ago, just to allow people to, get some customer support, give us feedback with their suggestions and ideas, and allow you guys to collaborate together on how you use Drip Feed Blast, as well as us giving you suggestions on how to use Drip Feed Blast. We set it up a few days ago, and we have 16 topics, 21 members, 56 total posts, so it's a success so far. We're getting a lot of feedback, and we've made, specifically Josh has made a lot of changes already to our service because of the feedback we've been getting here. So whenever you can, log in here, give us some feedback, work together on really utilizing this project to help you guys make some money. So we're going to go back, and it kept me logged in. That's awesome. The next link is contact admins. If you have some urgent issue, something that you want to keep private, yada yada yada, send it through contact admins. That will allow you guys to contact us via email, and we can help you out there. Although we'd prefer, those generic questions go to the forums, we obviously know there's some questions that you want to keep private. Send it to us via contact admins, and we'll help you out as soon as possible. We're going to go over blast management a little bit later, but that's pretty much how you manage and update and create blasts to run via our system. And then the next section is changing your blast. Changing isn't the best name. Basically what that means is the blast scheduling system. We give you a lot of different ways to schedule your blasts, and we'll go over that in a little bit as well. And at the very end is completed blasts. And that's like an archive that shows you the blasts you've ran in the past as well as how many links you've ran to them. So that's the quick overview of our navigation bar. So I'm going to go back to the C panel and tell you guys a little bit more about this. Basically, we had some feedback where people really wanted to understand how our system was set up, when the blasts were ran, when you received the blasts, and this is what we created, the DFB control panel. So right at the very top, it's going to tell you the server time for Drip Feed Blast. Right now it's 6:32 p.m. And what that tells you is more along the lines of when tomorrow's blast is locked in. And that's the next line, which is in 5 hours and 30 minutes, tomorrow's blast is locked in, meaning you guys need to get whatever blast you want to run tomorrow into our system by the time that thing hits 0. Because once that hits 0, it's locked in and you can't make any changes to it. The next line you see is when today's blast is available. And today's blast means it's already been ran a little while in the past, and it's going to be uploaded to the server. It's uploaded at the same time that tomorrow's blasts are locked in, so about 6 hours. So in 6 hours, you'll be able to look at the backlinks and the project folder for the blast you ran today. So we also let you know what today's blast was. For me, it was SEO Encyclopedia. That was the project name for the blast I ran. So that's the blast I ran today, and I'll be able to look at the project information in 6 hours. The blast I decided to run tomorrow is so much room for activities. that's going to be ran or locked in 6 hours. So if I wanted to change it back to SEO Encyclopedia, for example, I have 5 hours and 26 minutes to do it. Then we also let you know how many total links you've built over the past week. For me, it's 632. And then we also let you know how many links you've built over the past month. And for me, I just created this account, so it's still 632. And then we have recent blasts. Recent blasts will show the 5 previous blasts you've ran. So since I've only ran 1, that's what SEO Encyclopedia is. Alright, so now we're going to move on to blast management, and I'm going to show you guys how you can create some simple blasts. So first we're going to go to default blast. Default blast is the easiest way to create a blast. Basically, our thinking behind this is if someone has, 20 Web 2.0 properties, and they want to send a bunch of different anchor text to those 20 Web 2.0 properties, this is how they do it. So we're going to make this our Web 2.0 properties project name. And so I'm going to give it hubpages.com/1 http://squidoo.com/1, and don't want to spend too much time doing this, but we'll do that so that we just have a big variety of links. So let's say my pages were created about sports, so I want my anchor text to be football, soccer, tennis, basketball, etc., etc., etc. Now the big thing that I have to explain to you guys about this is for the default blast, all of those URLs over here can have any of these anchor texts attached to them. So there's no separation. It's not line for line. It's all of these anchor texts have a chance to be attached to any of those URLs. So this is great when you're trying to run the same group of anchor texts to the same group of URLs. If you're trying to do something more complicated, I'll show you in Spinnable Blasts. Down here is the homepage link management. Basically with Xrumr, there's a section in the profile called the homepage. It's not the signature link, it's the homepage. And the way Xrumr is set up, we can't really allow you guys to run a bunch of different links and a bunch of different anchor text to it and make them line up perfectly. It's not a problem for default blasts, but it's a problem for Spinnable Blasts. So I'm going to go over it more with the Spinnable Blasts. So right now, I'm going to change this to evenly distributed URLs and anchor text, because once again, since these are all syncing up together, they're going to be evenly distributed in the long run, and so I'm going to keep it like that. So I'm going to add this new blast, Web 2.0 properties. Just so I can show you how Spinnable Blasts work, I'm going to create another thing. This is going to be our eDesign article spam. So we're going to have edesignarticles.com/1, goarticles.com/1, and I'm going to do the same thing I did with the other project. Just change it around a little bit. Now let's say this has nothing to do with sports. This has to do with food. So we're going to say pizza, hot dogs, burgers, fries. That's the American way right there. And once again, since we're running a default blast, we want to make sure our homepage link management is evenly distributed URLs and anchor, because once again, it's already going to do this for the signature link, so we want to keep it the same with the homepage link. So I'm going to add this right here. Now I'm going to open a quick text file to show you how Spinnable Blasts work. Basically, to give you a quick overview, with Spinnable Blasts, we're allowing you to segregate what anchor text you shoot to what URL. So with default blasts, they're in 2 big groups. All these URLs can get hit with all these anchor texts. With the Spinnable Blast, we can set it up so one URL is hit with group A anchor text, and the next URL is hit with group B anchor text, and the next URL is hit with group C anchor text. It gives you guys a lot more options to shoot different anchor texts to different URLs. So I'm going to show you exactly how it works very simply by going to Blast Archive real quick. We're going to look at the Web 2.0 property I created. This is, by the way, the Blast Archive. It lets you quickly schedule projects to run tomorrow, and actually also lets you view and edit them. So I'm going to go to Web 2.0 properties, and I'm going to view and edit it. So this is what we shoot off to Xroomer. So this is our Web 2.0 property all in one big line. And we're going to go back to Blast Archive and look at our eZine article 1. And I'm going to copy and paste that as well. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to show you with the schedule, the Spinnable Blast, how you can segregate your URLs in your websites, because we don't want football, soccer, tennis, basketball going to our eZine articles because they're food related. Vice versa, we don't want hub pages to get pizza, hot dogs, burgers, and fries because they're not related. So I'm going to back this up. We're going to copy paste both these over and go to Spinnable Blast. I'm going to paste this real quick, but Web 2.0 and eZine articles. This is my combined blast right here. Right here, down here, your above spinnable content should be in the following format. This is the format that you want to do your blast in. You want to do URL equals the website, and then the anchor text you want to go with it. Then you're going to slash off the URL and then start with a brand new one. The most important thing is that guy right there. You want to make sure that you include that in between each separate URL code. If you don't do that, they're going to bunch together. It's going to cause a bunch of errors, and it's not going to work at all. So right now, I line separated my two different projects. So one starts here, the second one starts here. So at the very end of the first one, I'm going to add that little guy, and then I'm going to hit backspace so they're synced up. So right now, that simple. What I did was I allowed the Web 2.0 and the eZine articles to run together, and they're not going to get hit with each other's anchor tags. They're going to be segregated as we wanted them to. Now, this is where homepage link management comes in big, because initially we didn't think that people were going to want to run a bunch of different projects all together. And so we initially didn't think about the issue with the homepage link management. Basically with Xroomer, the signatures can be segregated like this, but the homepage URLs can't. So the homepage URLs will get conflicts. We'll have hub pages showing up with pizza as the anchor text. We'll have eZine articles showing up with soccer as the anchor text. Neither of those are good, you know, for your blast. So we wanted to create a system so you guys could prevent that from happening. We give you three options. The first is the first URL is heavy. What that means is we take this first URL right here, and we're going to put that every single time for every single profile we build for you in the homepage section. So hub pages will be randomized with all of those, but nothing else down there. None of this will ever be put into the homepage for that specific project. So if you were trying to balance it out the next time, obviously you throw something else in there. What that does is that allows you to have themed links in the homepage URL without worrying about them, you know, clashing anchor text wise. The downside is you're going to build a lot of links to that first one, and I mean a lot. The next option you have is evenly distributing the URLs in Anchor. Once again, you only want to do this with default blasts. You can do it with Spinnable Blasts, but only if you're not too worried about the URLs clashing with the different pages. So once again, if you're running 20 Web 2.0 properties and you have a bunch of generic anchor text you want to send to all of them, then do that. But we don't want to do that for our project that we just set up, because we have two separate projects running together. So if we have two separate projects running together, then we want to evenly distribute the URLs with generic anchor text. So what that means is all of these URLs will have a chance to get into the homepage for the profiles we create for you. But we're not going to put football, we're not going to put pizza, hot dog, soccer as the anchor text. If anchor text is allowed, and sometimes it's not, we're going to make it generic. We're going to make it my website. We're going to make it homepage. We're going to make it generic things that won't clash with your backlink. One of the things is with Xroomer, obviously you want theming, but you never want 100% theming. So sometimes it's good for your backlink to come back as my website or just as the backlink itself. So this isn't bad for SEO. All this does is prevents anything bad happening for SEO for you if you're running two separate projects. So here's our Web 2.0 and eZine articles blast. We set it up in spinnable format, and we made sure it was checked here so that we had no URL anchor text clashing, and we're going to submit it, and we just created it. So now we're going to learn how we set up and we schedule all of our blasts. The simplest way is just to set up tomorrow's blast over and over and over again. So I just hit edit tomorrow's blast. I choose the blast I want to run tomorrow. So right now I'm running So Much Room for Activities, Will Ferrell from Step Brothers, great movie. But let's say I want to run Web 2.0. I click Run Tomorrow, and bam, Web 2.0 is running for tomorrow. If you have a question about what just popped up there when I clicked Run for Tomorrow, we'll do it again. This just shows the example links. It just, gives you an example of the different anchor text you're going to see with your URL. So, this is it's not perfect for testing for bugs, but it lets you know, like, okay, I'm hitting this website with this anchor text with the code I just generated. That's the simplest way to set up a blast, but it's not the best. You don't want to have to log in every day just to set up a blast continuously. So what we did is we gave you the option to set up weekday scheduling and calendar scheduling. So let's look at weekday scheduling. Weekday scheduling is great because you can just set it to repeat every week over and over and over and over again. So we just created Web 2.0. So we want Web 2.0 to run about 2 times a week. We want eZine articles to run about 2 times a week. And then we want our Web 2.0 and eZine articles combination to run about twice a week. So let's do it. We're going to have Web 2.0 run on Sunday, eZine articles run on Monday, the package run on Tuesday, Web 2.0 run on Wednesday, eZine on Thursday, Web 2.0 package with eZine on Friday, and then we'll just throw a random one in. So Much Room for Activities on Saturday. So basically what we just set up is a permanent drip feed blast schedule that will run every week over and over and over again. If you just want your account to build blasts to those different projects, then right now we hit submit, bam, and you're done. You never have to log in again, and it's going to continuously build backlinks in that rotation for as long as you sign up for this service. And that's a great thing because you can set that up and you don't have to check it for a month. If you want to add something, you want to make a quick change to Wednesday, you want to run SEO Encyclopedia, bam, you made the change, you're done. It's set up perfectly. It's great because it's hands off. You set it up very quickly, takes 5 minutes, you're done until you want to make another change. Let's take a look at calendar scheduling. That's a little more, gives you a little bit more options, but it takes a little bit longer to set up. So let's say, well, first of all, the most important thing is you don't want to go into the calendar and set up blasts. If you want to go into the calendar scheduling, let's say you want to run a different blast every single day, but you just wanted to set it up right now. You could do that. You just click on the date, click on the blast you want to run, So Much Room for Activities, bam, it's scheduled. Click on the next date, Web 2.0 and eZine, bam, it's done. Click on the date, Web 2.0, bam, it's done. So this allows you, if you have a bunch of links that you want to run in a rotation, but it won't fit on a 7-day schedule, then you can just set it up like this over and over and over again. You want to make a change. Let's say we want to make a change to Tuesday. We just click on Tuesday again and we change it. You want to figure out what blast is running for that day? Just highlight over the X and it will tell you what's running for each of those days. Now the great thing about this is it overwrites weekday scheduling. Weekday scheduling, think about it, it keeps running continuously over and over and over again, but it checks if there's a spot in the calendar. So what I do when I run blasts is I set up my weekday scheduling with my 7 different projects that I'm trying to build links to. Bam, 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 submit. And then let's say in my calendar, okay, well I created a new Web 2.0 property and I want to give it some juice. So I'm going to have it run there and have it run there. So bam, I just created the calendar schedule to run that project on those 2 dates. And the weekday schedule is going to work all through this week, all to here. Then it's going to take the project I set up for the calendar scheduling right there and run it that day. And then go back to the weekday scheduling and then back to the calendar scheduling. So the calendar scheduling is if you want a lot of customization. You really want to change a lot of things up. Then go with the calendar scheduling. But if you're trying to keep it simple, you're trying to keep it quick, and you're not trying to do anything too complicated, then I recommend A, you make your blast with default blasts, and B, you use weekday scheduling. And if you do it that way, you can build backlinks to 7 different groups of websites just by creating 7 quick projects with default blast and then running them once a week in the weekday scheduler. If you're trying to take a look at your previous blast that you've ran over the past week or the past month, that's what completed blast is for. So we'll click view all, bam. So I've only ran 1 project over the past course of this subscription, and that's right here, SEO Encyclopedia. I have 632 links. That's going to tell me the total links I've built. Once again, I've only ran it once, so that's the normal number. If I click on that, it downloads a text file, and it shows me all the backlinks I've built. It's great. So if you want to verify that those links are there, if you want to ping them yourself, although we have a pinging service coming out tonight, or if you want to just verify your backlinks are there, or do some other crazy things that I don't even know about, there you go. You have your text file. So this was your quick overview of Drip Feed Blast. I'm sure I didn't cover anything, and I'm going to come out with a more polished version in a couple weeks, but I just wanted to make sure you guys all had a good grasp of how to use our service, how to make it work for you. And once again, right here, these are the 3 most important links for you: video tutorial, support forums, and contact admins. We're here to help you. We're here to make it work for you. Don't feel shy. We want to help you out, because over the past week we've made this service so much better because some of you guys have stepped out of your way to give us some feedback, and we appreciate that so much. So all of you have a good one. Make Drip Feed Blast work for you, because it's already working for a lot of people. It's a great service, and we're trying to make it better. So just let us know what you need, and we'll try to make it happen. Have a good one.